Well, hello, folks, and I'm here with Mark Jones to talk about his upcoming workshop, The Astrological Keys to Healthy Relationships. This was originally planned as an in-person retreat in Oregon in September, but for obvious reasons, we have moved it to online in the online format and changed it up just a little bit. And the dates of the workshop are going to be September 5th and 6th, and then also September 19th and 20th. So we spaced it out a little bit than it was originally planned for because just to give people at home and watching online a little bit more space around the teachings. So thanks for joining me today, Mark. So I thought you could just tell folks to start a little bit about, before we started recording, you and I were just talking about how we got the idea for this particular topic. So you want to share what you just were talking about with me?
I mean, last year we did a masterclass here in Wales, and we were looking at developmental psychology and the way it shapes the experience of being a self, and then how you could use astrology from the point of view of being informed in that regard. And we really were talking one day and just realizing how important that was for relationships, how one of the crucial things with relationship is to understand in a way, you know, what work do I need to do on myself in this relationship, and where am I really thinking my partner needs to shape up or do something differently at times when there are struggles. And this developmental psychology, so if I could correct you, just really in the concept, at least, even if it's not in the title out there, it was the astrological and psychological keys to relationship. And it's really an attempt to fuse these psychological core principles and show how they work astrologically, especially by using a developmental psychological model to begin with. And singling out the importance of Venus, really, and the dual role of Venus as a self-value or core relationship, Taurus, and the needs that you have around other people, Libra and the 7th, and how to help support people understand the core principles about themselves. So I've come up with these really kind of, I think, quite sweet sections like traditional values and relationship algebra and how to spot and avoid narcissists. And then a really crucial section, I think, how to heal childhood hurt or loss within a healthy adult relationship. Because in my practice with people, in my work with clients and students, time and time again, it's unresolved childhood developmental stresses that play into adult relationship problems, that people feel shamed or hurt, or they're stymied in some core expression of themselves before they even got to the point of being with the lovely other person. And that history is effectively trailing behind them like some horrible, spear sticking out of your back, and you go to the party and you think you're going on really well. I think I'm getting on with Tony Howard really well. And I just turn around to wave hi to someone else who's come along. And that's when the spear sticking out of my back hits Tony in the side of his head and practically knocks him off his feet. And we just don't realize that the pain of our past wounding is doing that with people that we work with, that we love, that we're in relationships with. And I really wanted to expose both the psychological and astrological underpinnings of that, so that people who love astrology and are reading people's charts can gain clarity about the astrological ways of looking at that, but also I could bring in all the experience of being a therapist for 20 years into the psychological side of it. So there will be sections in the course purely with psychological principles about how healthy relationships might work, which is something I've really enjoyed doing, to be honest.
So I'm so looking forward to it. This is just such a great topic, and it, of course, goes beyond some of the surface ways that we try to work with astrology, where we're, getting questions like, well, I'm a Leo, so what signs are best for me to date?
Yes. We're hoping to go quite a long way behind that, although all of that comes from this natural understanding that the signs represent filters to experience. And we will expose that through a detailed expression and exploration of Venus through all 12 signs. Because we're going to single out Venus as a kind of attractive principle, as, what your values, what your needs or values are, and how that relates to the kinds of people you draw into your life. So we will look at all 12 signs as core principles in the way that they filter Venus experience. And we will illustrate that through historical examples, celebrity or historical examples. But the workshop will be underpinned with 2 or 3 major kind of client examples or case studies from my work, which is the more critical aspect when we look at the developmental material, people's actual transformative story, or years that they worked on themselves, or took certain steps. And I think I love that myself, the teaching, the kind of inspirational side of it. I like, as you well know, to take the risk of being real, that there's some difficult stuff we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the way sometimes childhood pain or developmental stress, effectively ruined people's relationships. But we're also going to talk about like the phoenix in people that can rise out of that loss and bring it back round through their own love and inner fire and belief.
And try again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, thanks for sharing that, Mark. I can't wait to to participate myself in the workshop. I'll be there hosting. So some logistical things, folks. The workshop is going to be presented over 4 days and over 2 weekends with a break in between. So September 5th and 6th, Saturday and Sunday, if you're in the United States or Europe, and I guess that'd be the 6th and the 7th if you're in Australia. And the workshops materials presented over 4 hours each day with breaks, during the 4 hours, so you won't have to sit there for 4 hours straight. There will be a couple of breaks, and Mark will call those when he's ready to have some breaks. And then we'll take a longer break in between the 2 weekends. So the next weekend would be the 19th and 20th. And you can find all the details at astrologyuniversity.com on the events calendar if you would like to sign up. I hope to see some of you there. Mark's going to include some space for interaction and questions. Mark loves engaging with the audience to speak to what it is that you were drawn to this event for as well, so that you can participate. So there will be space for that as well.
Exactly.
After the main presentations.
I mean, we'll start with a meditation together. There'll be something about that collective energy of all being in the space together. And yes, I want to take regular stops for, the personal dimension, what drew people to it, and if I can answer those questions. The other thing to say to people is that the whole thing is recorded at a very high quality. If you want to participate live for 1 or 2 of them, but there's a reason you can't be there the one Saturday or Sunday, you won't miss out on anything. I always love doing these things with you, pal. I do enjoy it. And, Tony and I are always just talking and trying to evolve the things that basically inspired us to try and live our lives and conduct ourselves in our personal relationships in a certain kind of way. And it's from those conversations that we have that we try to bring out from all the various different, forms of understanding of astrology and psychology that I have or that Tony has. We try to bring out the ones that we think are in a way the most inspirational for how to live your life. So we'll be hoping for a chunk of that in this workshop, a shared sense of how in this world we can overcome division and polarization and actually have greater understanding and respect for each other.
Beautiful. That is a good intention. Well, thanks, Mark. And if you'd like to sign up, head over to astrologyuniversity.com. If you're watching this video after, September 2020, the recordings are available to purchase and download now. So you can just head over there and search for Mark Jones. And if you need any help at all finding this retreat or anything else, email us at help@astrologyuniversity.com, and we're happy to help out. And then we'll see you again next time. And until then, take good care, everybody. And thanks for joining us today, Mark.
Pleasure. Thanks, Tony. Take care.